Anyone? Is all the sound working? You should be able to see overhead camera. So the idea is, if anyone is joining in, I'm going to go very slow. So, oh hi, Lulu. Yes, good. So this is really for anyone that's really quite new to this, possibly. If you fancy giving this a go, I'm going to do this on some fairly cheap sketch paper, 160 gram. I use this just to mess about with and make little sketches. If you've seen my live before, but you can use anything, watercolor paper. So I've put up in the chat, in one of my chat threads, number 42. I've put up the source picture, but I've also going to put it on here. Look, so you should be able to see that now in the top corner. I'll just make it slightly bigger for a bit. So this is I was here yesterday. I was out with some sketchers, and this is a place called Constantine in Cornwall. And I took a few pictures as well as doing a sketch of a couple of houses near the church. And I thought this one would be quite nice to do. This one would be quite nice to do. It's quite simple to do. And I want to show you a simple way to approach this, really, without getting too hung up on detail. So I'm going to be using this Lamy Safari. So this picture is in my chat thread as a source, chat number 42. You're welcome to have a look at it there, or I might make it a little bit smaller on screen. So the idea is really just to, in fact, make it smaller. I can't see it now. I'm just thinking, how am I going to see that? Yeah, and just go slowly and do this. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually get a large version of this on my screen so I can see it. There we go. So by all means ask questions, or quite happy to take questions, but I'm going to keep this quite simple, and I'm going to start at the bottom with the gate, basically. So my picture there is cut off a little bit. It's not quite straight. I'm sort of looking at the width of the page and the height of the page and making sure I can get the palm trees in. In fact, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to do a quick warm up for the palm trees, and you can do the same here. I find that these palm trees are, well, I don't know if they're actually palm trees or not, to be honest. I find if you hold your pen quite loosely, you don't have to be too precise. And the other one, so that's one of them. So it's literally like a up to a point and back again, up to a point and back again. And you can do it slowly or you can do it quickly. It doesn't matter if they overlap. But the other one is the tree on the left. It's more of a sort of this type of thing going on. So I might do something like that for these, for the leaves. So anyway, yeah, little warm up. Is anyone joining? Is anyone joining along while I do this? Are you going to join in? You don't have to, of course, but it'd be nice if you did. So this is a little wall here, and it's got a range of stones sticking out the top of different sizes. You can see how loose this is going to be. I'm not going to spend too long on this. It's now 1:07. Okay, so just coming across to the other pillar on this side. I've sort of got. I can sort of just see the top of it. Not that that's important. I'm going to draw individual stones. So what I like to do with stones is do this. I often do this at the end and just sort of make the cement gaps. So the gate has got some detail on it there, which I might or might not put in. It sort of goes right up to the edge there. It's got some swirls, hasn't it? And then this brickwork comes along here. So let's just go up to the doorway. So the doorway, you can see the steps start just above here. Why do I prefer ink? I don't actually. It's just what I've decided to do this time, just to show. Let me just put that. Let me just put that question up. That's a good question. If I can, I should be able to. So I actually don't prefer ink. It's not. It's. I mean, obviously on this occasion I have done, but it's just something I've chosen to do on this occasion. Sometimes I will start with pencil. And the idea of this live was really just to sort of try and show people how easy it is to make a relatively nice looking sketch. See, now I've sort of made this a little bit too big, I think, because I'm just going to sort of miss out the roof. I perhaps should have made it a little bit smaller. But no, it's not really a preference. Sometimes I sketch in ink, sometimes I will sketch with a pencil, often in a pencil. But really, I like to sometimes embrace the looseness of going in straight away with a pen, basically. So yeah, I'm going to get some sort of tree going on here, and get some of these. Get some of these great big spiky leaves. Hope that answers your question. Anyway, you can see you can. The whole idea of pen is that you tend to you can get a little bit hung up on getting everything perfect, which I don't think you can do when you've got a pen in your hand. Sometimes I will do that with the windows and then come back to them maybe. But you see on this side, the window is it's at the same height as the door, and but it's got less panes. So it's up to you really whether you want to be accurate or not. It's entirely artistic preference, artistic license, I call it. So I have decided to try and represent the panes accurately. And you can see I'm not taking too much time over this. I positioned, because this window is half sort of half covered by trees here. And then the roof is sort of just coming across the top there. Chimney's hidden behind this bit of the tree. And there is a window up here somewhere above this one, which is also hidden. So I'll put a hint of the window in there. But yeah, this is really just to show how easy it is to be loose and quick, basically. Hopefully quick if I get on with it. And this ink is platinum carbon black, so it's a permanent ink. So I'm going to put some colour on this in a little bit. I do like drain pipes as well, so there's a drain pipe coming down here, but then this is also hidden with I'm sort of showing this quite rough. So you can make sort of flower gestures up in any way you like, really. You can put dots on like this. You can put little spikes. There's a nice yellow plant there. We've got a row of bricks here, haven't we? But I'm purposely making this, making these lines a little bit rough. Okay, let's do a little bit more on this tree here. Again, I'm not looking for a perfect representation of this tree. But just the sort of general idea that the style of this cottage. There's even some sort of telegraph connection going off like that. But we have lots of these, lots of this going on. I'm just going to hold my pen loose. We've sort of got another tree here with some shrubbery. And all sorts of branches coming off here. Anyone got any questions about anything that I'm doing here? Is anyone joining along? So to the right of this, I think the edge of the house is sort of somewhere down here, but I'm just gonna, I think I've got this wall coming sort of back like this. Actually, I've got another house here. That looks like the door, and there's possibly a window here. There's some grass. A couple of pen marks, always good way of representing grass, like that. Let's put some grass down here. This wall's a bit tatty, isn't it? So we can put a little crack in the wall. Hello, Old HD, how you doing? Long time no see. Do like a gutter. So there, we've got the basis of something going on there, haven't we? There's some steps. I've got some sort of dark bits on the steps. Oh, I've got a drain pipe coming down. I'll blacken that up a little bit. Right, I think it might be some time to. So, if anyone's been drawing along here, you can see that's taken 12 minutes approximately. Right, oh, sorry, sorry to hear that. Poorly. Anything broken? Hopefully not. So the way I'm going to just bring this to life a little bit, I do like fiddling after I've got some colour on, so I'm not too worried about these, because what will happen is the colour, the colour will bring this down a little bit, you see, so it'll knock it all back. Lulu, haven't touched art. Let's just put that up. Hope you don't mind me doing this, that others can see. You've started with watercolour. Well, that's good. So I have lots of materials, and I'm going to use a little water brush, because it's simple if you're out on location to do this. And this paper isn't great for taking water, so I'm not going to put too much on. Let me just have a look at my picture again. Yeah, see what I'll do later. I will just add some detail here, because there's some wires here, you see, and sometimes it's nice to just to put them in. So I've got a few colours here. I've got some Neocolor 2s. You could use watercolours, you could use watercolour pencils, but these, I quite like this this shade of green. It's a Neocolor 2 moss green. And sometimes what I do with these, if you've seen any of my lives before, you can use something like this to so these are watercolor, water soluble Neocolor 2s, and you can wet them down like that on a, this is like a cheap plastic chopping board. So I'll have that in the background there. Oops, and then you get a smudge like that. this moss green is quite nice for doing foliage like this, and also you can use these direct. So what I'm doing here, I'm just putting some lightness into the mix with this yellow. It's a Chinese green actually, but it's more yellow. I'm not going to use too many colours. Wash the brush off, spread that around a little bit. So you can sort of do it multiple ways by so the light's just catching this a little bit. And the same here, look. Again, I could make these a bit more yellow. I haven't got the reference photo up. But I'm just sort of grabbing the grabbing what was on that plastic board there, and not worry about painting between the lines. So the whole idea of this was it's quick and easy to do. And then I've got some grey, anthracite or charcoal grey actually, and that's quite handy to drop. You can put a few dark bits in here, particularly like in the middle of these, and in here. In fact, you can do anything, whatever colours you like, really. I'm not going to use too many. I'm just I love this part of doing a picture, you see. Just getting some initial colour on. Hi Derek. I'll take that down. And then you can also use the grey. Oh, that's not the grey, that's the green. I thought I had I thought I had the grey one in my hand then. But yeah, you can. So I'm not trying to colour the trees here. I'm just keeping this sketch very simple and light and airy. I might just show some of that green on the wall, and again, it's quite nice. It's quite a common technique to give a little bit of splashing technique. I'm just cleaning my brush off in between here. But you can go in directly with these, look, and get some sort of darker marks going. So I quite like these near colours for this. Oh, sorry, sorry to hear that. Well, I don't charge for being a therapist, if it helps anyway. I mean, but I do like the therapeuticness of this type of thing. I do enjoy the interaction as well. I always say when I'm on these lives, it can get a little bit lonely. Um, so I do enjoy people joining in uh, on the chat. You know, I've got the chat in front of me on. It's actually working for a change on my OBS software, which is broadcasting software. I might just get some brown or a sort of a light brown, which I do have already dried on here. So I've obviously used this in the past. Just to sort of give the door a little bit of what else have I got? So we do have some brown going on here. But you notice I've got one of these, which is ideal for this. Just sort of get in some colour in there, look. As long as your brush is clean, which it is now, you can just bring that along there, look. Just smudge it in there. I'm going to put a few splashes of this blue because I do actually quite like, if I can. There we go. A bit of purposeful mess. Can't beat a bit of purposeful mess, can you? And those little marks that I made with the Neocolor directly onto the paper, I'm just sort of smudging them in a little bit into the yellow. So I get this sort of mixture of and then the only other thing I might do is, let's just have a look. So in the picture there is a hint of, let me just make this a little bit bigger again. There is a little bit of red showing through here. So I'm just going to get a little bit of crimson alizarin crimson, and just make sure my brush is clean, and just splodge a bit of red in. I'm just making this up really on this side, which is perfectly fine to do, of course. Bit of artistic license again. But only the smallest amount really. Yeah. Can't see. Oh, sorry. Yes. Let's make that smaller again. Sorry, how's that? Yeah, that was a bit silly there. Right, so you can see how something like this is very easy to do. And what I'll do is I'm just going to let that dry off a little bit, and then I'm just going to go back and do a little bit more pen. So you can see I haven't really used many colours there. Just keeping it simple, really. I don't know what that's called in there, but you can. I mean, there's so much. Once you get to this stage, there's so much you can mess about with. And really, it's just a matter of neatening it up a little bit. I'm looking at where the darks are. Tidying things up a bit. Adding there's a lot more. There's a lot more branches here. Look. Is anyone? I don't know if anyone's painting along. Think. I don't think anyone is. I do actually want to try and do more meetups, really, rather than streams, because I do find they're a little bit more interactive and people want to have a go. So what I'm noticing about this is I could do with it being a little some more darks, really. So what I'm going to do, oops, if I stop dropping things, I'm going to start really getting some of this charcoal grey in, just to try and make some of these things pop a little bit. Like in here, look, there's a lot of well, all of a sudden you start putting some dark in there. It does bring it out more, doesn't it? Just wetting these down a little bit. And getting it on my hands as well. Hi Bree, long time no see. All say hello to Bree. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Nice to see you online. We used to have meetings, but it's turned into this live streaming. I might go back to doing some meetings. Because they are a little bit. I think they are a little bit better. Right. So what have we got? So have I shown you how easy this is to do a little Cornish scene? Hopefully, yes. So all I'm really doing is fiddling a little bit, just looking for the darks, trying to make some contrast. I do that by, picking up cracks in walls, making up cracks in walls. Got some darkness going on in the shrubbery. Contrast is always good. It's amazing what you can get away with, really, in these type of sketches. So there we go. If you really wanted to, we could put in some sky. I suppose that would be quite good. Although I haven't really left a lot of room. Haven't really left a lot for sky, have I? I have got another house going on over here, so let's just put a line in here. Look, and there is a window at the top. Just to sort of show that there are two houses joined here. Stephanie Campbell, hello everyone. Hope you're liking this. It was just an impromptu. Well, it wasn't impromptu actually. I did actually plan this, albeit with only 24 hours notice, but it was a plan of sorts. Which is better than no plan, I suppose. So yeah, a little plan, and I will try and I don't want to try and introduce too many colours. That's the problem. That's the danger with doing stuff like this. You try and balance the colours on the page. Okay, so I'm nearing the end there. Just a quick sketch. to just demonstrate how you can capture something easy like this type of view. I quite like architecture. Constantine, Cornwall, and I was there yesterday, so 23rd of the 11th, 25. But yeah, you can fiddle and sort of put more detail. I mean, I'm looking on here. I'm not going to start doing brickwork. I think I've sort of got enough. I've just got enough really, and that hasn't taken too long at all. 35 minutes, 40 minutes maybe, if that. Straight in with pen, no pencil. Nothing wrong with using pencil though, if you want to mark things out, but really, I mean, you can see how, I mean, it's not overly accurate. But yeah, there's quite a lot going on here in this tree. You can put dark patches in. Again, there's more bushes over here. You can do bent leaves like that. But the danger is you just do too much. It's sort of knowing when to stop really. But I think that gives the general picture, doesn't it? What's going on down here? Nothing really going on. I mean, this is a little bit bland, but you know, there. So chopping board you can use that with watercolor pencils. £3 in a supermarket. I think Carandash try and sell you these for about £20, but it's got a slight texture on, so it's ideal for these near colours like that. And then you've got the you can then wet it down and splash to your heart's content. Yeah, hope everyone liked that. Yeah, it's just a bit of plastic. I just saw it in the shop really, but that's good for near colours, and it's good for traditional watercolour pencils that I have here. Let me just show you. So you can do the same thing. And because it's just about really, let's see, that yellow is a lot brighter. Just about doing the same thing really. Yeah, chopping board, that's that. There we go. So hopefully, Lulu, you are going to you're going to give it a go and have a look on my chat thread. I've put this picture up if you want to use it, but there's also 41 others, I think. I think you can chat on all of them. I've unlocked all the chats on all of them. So if you want to use any of those as prompts and just give them a go, you'll see some examples in the chat thread. where other people have joined in and posted their results. Thank you, Rita. Yeah, that's the danger, overthinking and overworking. This you certainly don't need to do this. You don't need to overwork this type of stuff. I mean, this isn't my travel sketchbook. It's just a cheap sketch pad. I haven't put too much water on it. It's not about overthinking. It would, if you wanted to make it a nicer looking piece, there's some things you can do. I could have taped it off a little bit so that I've got a nice border. I could have used better paper. This isn't really watercolor paper, but the whole idea is just to sort of show you how easy and relaxing this can be. Just do a little zoom in here. If I can get my phone working. Oh, what's going on with this? Sorry about that. Hang on. Should come back. Yeah. So there we go. That's it. But yeah, it's not. It's just go easy on yourself, really. Use pencil if you want to. Try and keep it loose. Very approachable, easy to do. Some tips: hold your materials at the end. That's always a good way to get loose lines, and it'll stop you getting too hung up on drawing too precisely. Put some splashes down. That's a good way to sort of try and copy looseness, really. And yeah, and enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Spend some time making some stuff up to the scene. This wall doesn't look like this for sure, and I might just tidy it up a little bit. Put a few more cement joints in there. But yeah, it's all just about relaxing and enjoying what you're doing, really. Yeah, hope you'll like that anyway. And I will try and do more of these, and I will plan them, and there will be a link with a countdown. And yeah, I'll try and get a little bit more organised. This is what I look like. I know I don't often go on the camera much, but this is what I look like. It's a bike room, a single room. I've got my bike trainer in the back there. Look, yeah, it's a multi-purpose room. So I don't have a big studio. I'm crammed here at my desk, and yeah, do what I can, really. Thanks for your comments, and thanks for joining. Thanks, Ulu. Hope to see you around again. Go and get yourself a sketch pad and a pen, and look forward to seeing you again. If anyone's got any questions, just fire away. But until then, that's been just a little under an hour. A little sketch of a Cornish cottage. Number 42 in my chat. I will take a picture of this and put it in the chat for anyone who wants to join in. And I've used carbon black ink in my Lamy Safari with a few near color 2s, just to keep it simple and quick, and a little water brush. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining. Bonne journée, and see you all again. See you all again soon. Thanks.